now if I'm dating someone who doesn't know how to train and I'm trying to put them through their paces, they might not like how I'm telling them what to do. Right? Me helping you, it's gonna put me in the doghouse. Then I'm at home in the corner thinking, like now I'm in trouble. You know what I mean? So I said, I don't want that drama. You've got time. You just make excuses. I said, when I get home and it's 9 o'clock on the weeknights, we're all on Twitter tweeting about Love Island, and I see you going ham. Between 9 to 10, you could have been in the gym. Leading up to like 2 months before she died, we was constantly getting phone calls. Oh yeah, she might die today. Yeah, I'm carrying on my day, busting joke, but I have to just act like nothing is, you know what I mean? Nothing is wrong and just keep on moving. So when you've lived through these things, you're like, I don't want to repeat it.
I think most people watching this are probably gonna know who you are already.
Yeah.
But you're also a personal trainer.
Yeah.
I don't know, I can fully keep track, but I know at some point in time you decided to stop doing that.
Yeah.
And I guess one of the things I wanted to get insights from you for is like, you know, I've obviously gone through my own journey of being a personal trainer, and so I've got my own sort of viewpoints and thoughts on it, but like the downsides of being a personal trainer, and you know, like in retrospect, was it a good idea?
Oh mate, like when I stopped for like a year, and yeah, I had to, because it just felt like I was focusing on trying to grow the business, but at the same time you're dealing with 10, 15 different people's personalities, and you're dealing with all their issues at the same time. And people think personal training is, you just instruct people what to do. But a lot of times, you're their therapist. And when you got your own issues going on, you don't want to take on 15 other, you know? So I just had to, it's like, is the money worth it? It's like, let me chill out. let me take a year of losses just to focus on me, because I'm like, if I spent that year training people, I would have lost my mind. I would have totally lost my mind, and they don't get it. Like, some of them don't get it. Like, you could be having the worst day, but you just have to just and absorb their worst day. And it's crazy, like, now that I started training people again, I just literally just kept like 3 other clients, and they're like, why don't you really post? I'm like, I don't really need to train people. I just actually do it because I enjoy it.
Yep.
But I do it because I enjoy you three's company, and it doesn't feel like I'm working when I'm around you. Yeah. So it's different, you know? But some people, it feels like when you finish training them, you don't even want to train yourself. You don't even want to be anywhere near the gym. And it's funny, it goes back to the argument where I posted something recently where a woman, they were asking her, she's in fitness, they were asking, would you date someone who doesn't work out? And she said no. And I remember, like, when I've put this topic on my story, there's a woman I know from America who I've dated before, and like, not dated properly, just, you know what I mean? And she's like, oh, why wouldn't you date me? And I said, listen to what she said in reverse. But my words has never been as harsh as she's used, because the way men, we could take things is not the way you might be able to take things. So she was like, oh yeah, I still deem it as you're both the same. And I said, no, it comes from a place of, I had to break down my family history where people might see me and say, oh yeah, it's genetics. Then I said, all right, cool. If you want me to post a family picture, you'll see it's not genetics, because they've never done gym. They stopped PE like back in the 70s. Like, most of my family don't like exercise. It's the ones who are around my generation that see me that have gone in the same lane. But everyone else above, nah, they're lazy. They just go work, sit down. So I said to this girl, I was just like, all right, cool. in '08, my uncle had a stroke. My uncle raised me. 2013, he died after the first stroke. A few months later, his wife, my aunt, who passed in February, she had bowel cancer. She was battling that for years. She was diabetic. Before he died, she had like a tumor on her head that got taken out. Then my mom was a diabetic. She never used to listen and stick to what she needed to do. Then she died. So I'm trying to break it down to this woman saying that a lot of things that happened to them was due to their lifestyle choices. I spent 16 years of my life going in and out of hospital, doing visits, but I never showed that on my socials. So more time when people are like, oh, we never really see your family. I'm like, because we're always in a fucking hospital. You know what I mean? So I've spent 16 years of my life in this version of trauma and running jokes through it with my cousin. So when people are like, oh, your cousin Igwe is funny, I'm like, we've both been in hell, but our way through hell is busting jokes, you know? We got to the point when my mom passed, where I said in 2019, I was like, yeah, I'm never going to date someone who doesn't work out because they won't listen. And then she's like, oh, but what if I want to start training and blah, blah, blah. I said to her, during my free time, I don't want to be a PT. So I'd rather date someone who knows how to train, that if we go gym together, some days we train together, we know what we're going to do. I'll be like, all right, baby, we're doing squat, leg extension, Bulgarians, calf raises, adductor, and some standing in line hamstring curls. We've already know that this is our routine. Whatever we could get to first, we do it. But now, if I'm dating someone who doesn't know how to train and I'm trying to put them through their paces, they might not like how I'm telling them what to do. Right? It's gonna cause.
Yeah.
So now, me helping you, it's gonna put me in the doghouse. Then I'm at home in the corner thinking, right, like now I'm in trouble. You know what I mean? So I said, I don't want that drama. And I said, due to previous experiences of dating people who don't like the gym, and then they start training because of me. One incident, the person threw it back in my face saying, oh yeah, I used to go to gym because of you. I was like, I never complained about how you looked ever. I was always giving you compliments, whether you put on weight or lost weight. Like, I'm like, through the spectrum, you were my type. Whether you gained or lost, you were always my type. So I don't know where this comes from, but it came from, oh yeah, but you always look a certain way and you're always, I said, mate, I've got my disciplines. Like, it's just part of me. Like, and my circle of friends who are similar to me in the fitness world are even more disciplined than me. Like go Sim's house, there's no sugar. So I'm like, when I'm around this, I'm like, oh, why even keeping on point? You get what I'm saying? Like, little things like that. He drinks now, I don't drink. So like, when I've gone this time, it's like, oh, you don't drink? So nah, just give me water. Like, I'm running through water in his house, so I'm having to think, oh shit, I need to go shop and buy water because I feel like I'm just killing all these water. So being around people like this, I've got my own set of disciplines where someone who doesn't live my lifestyle, it could be annoying to them. Because if you open my fridge, all you're seeing is just water. You're not seeing nothing fancy. I've got alcohol, but it's hidden in a cupboard for the guests. And when I've said this to this woman, she's like, oh yeah, but I'll be willing to. I said, I'm not trying to be your PT. I said, if I was dating someone who was, all right, they were training, they were a beginner, and they were willing to, I said, I would even pay for their PT sessions. Just so it's not me. And she's like, why not? I said, no. Outside of PT, I live a normal life. Like, PT is work to me now. And outside of that, I don't want to keep on being in that mode. I want to just live normally. So she's like, yeah, but the reason why I'm like this, because my family has never blah, blah, blah. I said, do you want me to show you my family? I'm like, all right, these ones are all dead because they literally, I remember as a kid, we'd go food shopping. My aunt would buy frozen pizza, frozen chips, frozen burgers, Rossler's burgers, that crap. She'll buy all the crap for us. And I think I got to like 13, 14 and I was just like, nah, I don't really like like this. I literally wait till you cook big Sunday dinner, rice and stew and that, and I'll just eat the proper food. And on Wednesday, her husband will cook jollof rice, and I was just like, I remember Wednesdays I used to rush home quickly, and he's like, right, you're always early on Wednesdays. I said, yeah, because you're cooking. You know what I mean? So I got used to eating proper food, that I started to wean off junk slowly, and I only used to look forward to Chinese food on Friday or Morty's on Friday, because that was, you know what I mean? Then fast forward, when I started getting my own money, I started buying my own food and making for myself, and I got used to eating well, that eating crap would just run my stomach. So your body kind of reconfigures itself. So when this woman's saying, yeah, but my family, I'm like, mate, I could show you my whole family, you know. They're not like me. It's just my generation and the younger ones are like me, but the previous, they're the opposite.
Yeah, I think I've never actually had to have that conversation. I've not been in that many relationships, to be fair, but like with my ex, she was very much into fitness. She was way more into healthy eating than I was. I'm a lot healthier now than I was back in the day. Back in the day, I was same as you. I grew up on all the frozen this and that, McCain's oven chips, blah blah blah. But I carried that on probably well into my early 30s, and then like very very early 30s, and then around early 30s that's when I decided to start getting very healthy, eating fruit, vegetables. I wasn't in a relationship at that time, so previous ones it was easier because I was also kind of engaging in, you know, just eating this, that, whatever, you know. And I don't drink now, but I used to drink a fair amount back in the day. I used to smoke as well, and so I didn't, even though I was a personal trainer, when I was into training, I had all the normal habits that most people did, so it was easier to, I guess, engage. Now it would be very difficult for me, and I've not got into that situation because, you know, dating for me doesn't seem to, I'm still very unavailable, I guess. But to then bother to have that conversation of, actually, that's not going to be okay for me, because I'm same as you, and your story and my story are probably the same as most other people's stories. We've watched our parents and older people
deteriorate in front of us,
and you're like, I don't want to
have to deal with it again. I think when I say it, people think it's just based on aesthetics. I'm like, no, it's not. I said, if it was based on aesthetics, I'm like, I've been training so long that I would have quit training, but I train based on the balance of knowing that, all right, cool, if I'm lifting now when I'm in my 70s, I know that skeletal muscle, you know what I mean, I'm not going to be walking around on the Zimmer frame. I'm still going to be able-bodied. I'm going to be able to get up and you know, then every day I do my little 30-minute cardio. The days I don't lift, I might do an hour. I know my heart health. So for me, the byproduct of it is I look a certain way because of doing both. But I'm not doing both just for the look. So I remember, like, even recently, one of my friends, she was like, I don't know how you find time to train. I said, all right, an hour a your day is 4% of your day. I said, an hour and a half is 6% of your day. You've got time. You just make excuses. I said, when I get home and it's 9 o'clock on the weeknights, we're all on Twitter tweeting about Love Island, and I see you going ham. Between 9 to 10, you could have been in the gym.
I think one of the things with that is, I think one of the misconceptions is people don't always get a clear picture of how everybody feels. So like small things like washing the dishes. I will wash the dishes as I'm cooking.
As you're cooking, because you don't want to see it.
And I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to wash dishes either. I don't want to change my bedding either. I don't, like, there's times where, like, even today, I've gone and done this run because this is like, I'm doing 3 runs at the moment, and this is like, it's Sunday, it's the end of the week. When else am I going to do this run?
People think you do these things because you like it all the time, but it's no.
Well, some of the time,
but
a lot of the time,
not all the time.
Like, I'm tired. I'd rather stay in bed.
But it's part of your discipline.
It's part of, you know, and you know, we're all similar in terms of, like, we obviously want to be super well when we're older. Training is a big part of my life. It is something I enjoy. And when I'm 70, I still want to be able to go to the gym. I still want to be able to, you know, do deadlifts and pull-ups and all these other kind of things. Because if I couldn't do that, I don't know. And I literally, just yesterday, I had somebody on who's had his arm amputated, his leg amputated, and none of the toes on his remaining foot.
Limbs,
And he still finds a way to train.
Yeah.
But I was like, even if I was in his situation, I would feel a loss of not being able to engage in training the way that I have done.
Yeah.
And I want to maintain that for as long as possible. And being with somebody else who
On the same way.
Understands that is going to allow my life, you know, whether we have children, whether different, like we move, if this happens, that happens, you've got somebody in your support network, very key player in your support network.
I think, like, even going back to that, I think a lot of the disciplines that I picked up as well is a combination of my exes, where one doesn't drink, always cooks all the time, so that I always get good food. The other one used to always get up at like 4:30 to go to the gym, so I was like, morning person, I'm seeing you in the gym in the morning. So now I'll get up maybe like 5, 6, I'll do work till about 10, then 10:30 me and Charlie will meet up in the gym, we'll train till 11:30. He doesn't like doing cardio, so 11:30 he goes, I stay on the treadmill, half hour, boom, I'm out, go home, shower, back working. So people are like, how the hell are you two always moving? I'm like me and Charlie, we know our routine. Like Friday, he was like, oh bro, tired. I said, what happened? Oh, I had an airport run. I had to go pick up something from Heathrow to, from Heathrow to Central London. He's got a Sprinter van, so he's got like a chauffeuring company. I was like, oh, well done. He was like, yeah, easy 350. I said, people don't realize he started in the morning and boom, straight to the money, straight in the gym, boom, back out. But it's part of the discipline as a person, where when these people say to me they haven't got time, I'm like, you don't have to train every day like we do, you know? Like we go through phases where we only train 3 times a week and it's still fine. It's just we're maintaining. But when we know that we've got more time, that's when, you know, but just having that 3 hours a week, it's not going to kill you. 3 hours a week might extend your life by an extra 10 or 15.
A lot. I think there was a thing about getting started, and I think that's probably the hardest bit. And it's not fun to get started. It's not fun in the beginning. Once you kind of get into it, you start to get that reward of that. One of my clients was actually telling me, he was literally saying that to me just recently because he's had a bit of an inconsistent period due to work and everything else like that. And you know, he's always trying to remind himself that I know that as soon as I get into a rhythm and a routine, that my body's actually going to want to do this on a almost everyday basis.
And even going back to that, like breaking it down to that woman, I said to her, you don't understand why I'm the way I am. So I was talking to a friend of mine recently. His son, so my boy is 42, his son's 25, his son's got a son, 2 years old. His mum's alive, his grandma's alive. So my boy is 42, his grandson gets to see his grandma, his mum, his grandma, his great-grandma, his great-great-grandma. I said to him, do you know how brilliant that is? Like, I'm jealous. He goes, why? I said, I never met my grandma. My mum never met her grandma. My kids ain't gonna meet their grandma.
Imagine knowing your ancestors.
So I said to this woman, I said, I'm trying to live that my grandkids get to see me and hopefully my great-grandkids. And I said, you don't understand. A lot of people in our generation, I feel like selfish. They're all on YOLO. Thursday comes, let's go dinner, drinks. Friday, dinner, drinks. Saturday, day party, drinks, dinner, then night party. Sunday, brunch. I said, you do all of this junk, not worried about what's going to happen in a few years. Then fast forward to your early 50s now, you might be in a hospital because of this or that. Because I've lived through 16 years of that, I've already seen what my potential future could be like, where my aunt was a diabetic, that's my mum's sister, my mum was a diabetic, I could be next. So prevention is better than cure. Cleared my fridge, all I got is water. When I go out, I might drink juice, but at home, I don't have it. You get what I'm saying? So I'm doing the steps to stop it. I got a sweet tooth. Before my pre-workout was a packet of Haribo. I don't eat sweets. I haven't had it in over 2.5 years. Like, I've been trying to avoid all the things that could put me in the same situation as them, because I want to live for my future kids and I don't want to feel like I'm a liability to them. Where there's times where in the past now, I don't even talk about this, but there's times where I might have been going on my way to a date and all of a sudden, babe, I can't make it. Why not? Something's come up. Then the girl's mad and upset. But now I might have got a message from my cousin, yeah, mom has to go hospital, she's not feeling well or something. I'm like, shit. Like, let me divert, you know what I mean? Or like leading up to like 2 months before she died, we was constantly getting phone calls, yeah, she might die today. Yeah, I'm carrying on my day, busting joke, but I have to just act like nothing is, you know what I mean? Nothing is wrong and just keep on moving. So when you've lived through these things, you're like, I don't want to repeat it. Like, and unfortunately, I'm not trying to bring someone into my family who's gonna have me reliving the same thing again. I said, unless it's things that you can't control, whether it's like cancer or stuff like that, that's different. You get what I'm saying? But things you know you can prevent, let me just try and avoid that. You know what I mean? Like, I remember like this year going on a date with a girl that on paper, everything about her I liked, like how she looked, how she moved. She had fitness as well, she had PT as well. And she came around and she was smoking. Just like, and I remember she hit me up and said, like, smoking was bugging you, innit? I said, yeah, I can't even lie to you. Like I said, that was literally the only thing that was bugging me, the smoking. Because I said, in my head, everything about you to me is perfect. But
it's mad that you heard that.
Yeah.
Just as you were talking, that's exactly what I was thinking about. Just how much, like, if I'm on like Hinge or something, and it will show you their preferences for whatever, and if it shows that they smoke, I'm immediately like,
swipe.
Yeah, you could look great, you could be like funny, this, that, whatever. Just on that, because I used to be a smoker. I can't stand cigarettes now. I can't stand smoke now. Like, I get like visibly irritated and agitated, even if like you're out in public and someone's smoking near me or whatever.
I'll move away.
I'm immediately thinking about attacking this person. I'm not gonna lie.
I just literally just move away. So like, yeah, like those little things there are like non-negotiables for me. So it kind of affects where everyone's like, a lot of good-looking women. I'm like, I do, but because I know my non-negotiables, stand on business, and everyone's my friend zone.
Same. Cheers, man. We could probably talk for much longer. And there was probably more things that I was going to ask you today, and I'm really thankful for this conversation because you've kind of ended up touching on a lot of stuff that I was going to bring up anyway.
Yeah.
And anybody listening this far, the fact that I'm even doing this podcast with this whole setup, a big part of the inspiration is watching you do your channel, and
Thank you, man.
as I've discussed with people. In even Dan, who edits this podcast, like one of the first podcasts that I showed him was your one.
Okay.
I said, like, I know this guy, man, and he does the channel in his back garden, and I really like the way that he does it and everything. So like just watching your one has both consciously and subconsciously like continued to encourage and inspire me to keep going with my own stuff
pushing,
and keep pushing my own thing and keep like looking to be creative and finding my own lane with it all, and even just following you on Instagram and the stories and everything. And I actually probably don't engage as much with like all the jokey stuff and lifestyle stuff, funnily enough. I'm a lot more interested in, because we think in a very similar way, and so I very rarely get to interact and engage with somebody who sees the world in a similar way to me. So being able to follow you has been big for me, because it's kind of like, right, someone, it's not just me thinking things. And I'll say that as well, like even watching the episodes, and Gabriel's been another individual. I don't know Gabriel, but sometimes when he's talking, I'm just like, thank you for saying that, man, because that's exactly what I think and feel as well. So a thank you to him as well, because he's definitely been somebody that has made me feel like I'm not by myself in the world. So I just want to say a big thank you
No, I appreciate it.
for everything that you've done, and obviously big thank you for coming on
No,
today.
thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it. Like, I remember seeing that tweet when you tweeted, and I was thinking to myself, just DM this shit. I said, yeah, get me on when you're ready, man. I said, yeah, get me in, man.
It's a funny thing to book people, because it sounds really bad, but all the people that want to come on aren't the people that you want to come on.
Yeah.
Probably because they have their own agenda and motives and stuff. That's like I like having very authentic, pure conversations.
Yeah.
With people that I think deserve to be given, the spotlight to speak, as opposed to people that are just trying to force their way in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Just
there's a lot of that. I don't think you understand the DMs I get where sometimes I see it and I'll just be like, screenshot, where's you see this? Be like, yeah, this person don't align with anything we're on. Like, especially like you get a lot of people like in the red pill communion constantly hitting me up. I'm like, bro, like the main part of my content is not centered around women.
Yeah.
So let's get this straight. So it's more to motivate the younger men to get on their grind and focus and build their self and build their communities around them. So when these red pillars are trying to jump on, I'm just like, leave me alone.
So I think I've actually ended up going in the opposite direction, because I've actually had women on to come and talk about how they see everything and their viewpoint and the way that they feel about the way men conduct themselves with themselves. So I've actually done the opposite. That's been an interesting journey for me. I'm not going to get into that, but there's definitely a lot of people out there who kind of just want attention, just want fame, and it's like, well, do you know what? You can go buy a camera and a microphone, and it's free to upload on YouTube. Yeah.
You could go on YouTube Live if you want to get cancelled and don't edit nothing and
go back on with whatever you got to do. But it's been good to have you on.
No, I appreciate it, man.
Hopefully we get to do this again someday.
No, definitely, 100%. I'm down, man. No, I'm down, man. Yeah.
Till next one. Peace.
Love my bro.